Hi friends, how's everybody doing? Today I thought I would do my April and May reading wrap up just because first I donate the books after I read them. So I want to make sure I tell you guys what I thought about these before I donate them. And second, because I don't want to forget, I don't know if you're one of those readers where as soon as you finish some books, you pretty much forget half of what it was about unless it's this super amazing 5-star read. So that's what we're gonna do today. And I have the physical books here with me, and I'm just gonna go through them and tell you what I thought about each one of them, what they are about, if I can remember, and pretty much that's it. The first book that we have here is Sterling House. This is a fantasy-ish book. Yes, I think it's a fantasy about a girl that find this house, like this, kind of like ancient house full of secrets in her small town. And basically she accepts a job there and meets this guy that is the heir of the mansion, this super millionaire with like dark past tied to the town. And I ended up liking it. Just so you know about me a little bit, I mainly read thrillers and mysteries, and I do love historical fiction, literary fiction. I just recently gotten into romance, but fantasy is something that's usually not for me, but I always like to give it a chance. And this one I ended up just liking, so that was, pretty cool. The cover is just stunning, and I've heard that other books by her are really good too, so I'm just gonna give the rest of her books a chance. But that was Sterling House. Then we have one of my favorite thrillers of the year so far. This is Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. This book not only had like a very, popcorn thriller, fast-paced kind of thriller thing that I like, it also had like romance in it, which I didn't expect, and it had comedy. It was funny, which I found that so refreshing for a thriller. Like the main character was really funny. Her grandma was amazing, super adorable. And in this one we follow a girl that I think, like, in the past her best friend was murdered and everybody believed in the town that it was her. So we follow her as she tries to prove that it wasn't her, because actually she doesn't remember. She has like amnesia after the thing happened way in the past. So she teams up with this podcast guy that's investigating the case. So she goes back to her small town. She lives in she lives in LA, but she goes back to a small town in Texas where she's from and where the thing happened years ago, to try to investigate and prove that she's innocent. So yeah, highly recommend. It's one of my favorite thrillers of the year so far. So I love this one. Then I read Sign Here, and this is by a girl with the same name as me, Claudia Lux. This is a horror book, but it's kind of not only horror. This is a thriller at the same time, and in it we follow a guy that works in hell, basically. And as he's trying to sign up more people to join hell, and it's just a very like cool, unique premise. And at the same time we follow the point of view of this family on earth, as they are one of these like rich people drama type of storylines. And so we have, that's the thriller part, and then the hell part is kind of like horror action. It's very office like, which I found super cool. So I found this super unique. I, again, super recommend it. It's one of those books that you don't know what you're getting into, if you're gonna like it or not. It's not very hyped, but I highly recommend this one. Then I read Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. She is one of my favorite thriller authors, even though I have only read, I believe, like another book of hers, Creep, something like that. Super good. This one I could not put down. I loved it too, thank God. And this is a thriller when we follow a woman with like a dark secret past, and now we follow her in the present, and it goes back and forth too. I found her past super, it was very compelling, readable, like the mystery of what she went through and what she's running away from. And just there's twists. There is this guy investigating, I don't know if he was a reporter or a podcaster, something like that, but I love those elements in thrillers. So I highly recommend this one too. Again, I've been having a really good year so far. And next, I read Catherine Center's The Bodyguard. This cover is just amazing. And I recently moved to Houston. So finding books based here, it's been so fun because there's so many based in Texas. I'm from Miami originally, and we didn't have that many stories based over there. So I find that super cute. In this one, we follow a woman bodyguard as she is assigned to this. Basically, he's like a superstar, like a movie star, and he comes back to his hometown in Texas, in Houston, and she is assigned to protect him. And they fall in love. Thing, I mean, it's not a spoiler; it's a romance book. I think, I'm sorry, but it's funny, it's heartwarming, it's cute. It doesn't have sex scenes. It doesn't have smut. It's just wholesome and beautiful. I love that about romance that don't have that much smut, because I love my girls that love that. It's super fun, and I've put myself through some books like that, which you're gonna see one that I have here. But it's just, I prefer them, the less they have sex scenes, the better for me. So this I highly recommend if you want a rom-com that doesn't have that many sex scenes. So yeah, that was The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. And next we have Good Girls Don't Die. This is by Christina Henry. This is I believe she's a horror author. I think I have some of her books. I think another one of her books, yeah, Near the Bone, which is a super super recommended horror book. But I got to this one first because I got it from my TBR jar that I'll show you in a minute. But this is basically a story where we follow 3 points of views of 3 different women as they wake up one day. Basically, one wakes up and she's in this like very not Desperate Housewives. Wait, the other one, like the old Stepford Wives, like a very Stepford Wives vibe kind of town, where she has a husband and a kid, and she doesn't remember how she got there and what is going on and what is happening. So she doesn't remember who she is. And then we have the storyline of a girl that goes on vacation to a cabin in the woods with her friends, but she suspects the whole thing is very mysterious and sketchy since day one. And then we follow the story of another woman that she's in this like Hunger Games type of situation. She wakes up and there's a bunch of other women and they have to like fight for their lives. And then we see how all their stories connect at the end. Highly recommended. This is very unique. It's not like the most amazing thriller. It's not a 5-star, but if you want something quick to read by the pool or take to your weekend vacation, the beach, whatever, this is very fun. It's fast paced, and I found it unique and entertaining. So, I mean, I recommend it. I used to be more salty and, picky about my books, but no more. So then we have one of my favorite YA romance books. This is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I just love this was a buddy read with my friend Miranda, and we both loved it. We found it that it brought us back to high school. I mean, she's I think like 5-6 years younger than me, but I'm 35, and this brought me back to like that innocent, cute, love of when you're in high school and everything is so new. And you have this girl that, so this is what it's about. You have this girl that she lost her mom and she's going through high school. She has the biggest crush on this guy that used to be her childhood friend and came back to her high school. So she basically uses her enemy, like her frenemy, her neighbor that they grew up together, all of them, and she uses him to get to this guy that she has a crush on. But along the way, things happen and not everything is as we planned. So it's just so cute. It's such a perfect book if you're getting into romance like I was when I read it the beginning of April. So I highly recommend it. It's super cute. I can't wait to get to the rest of her books, even the adult ones. So yeah, super highly recommend. 4.5 if not 5 stars. Super cute. Then we have another one that just, oh my god, my heart. This is The Guncle, highly recommended to me by many of my friends, especially Berricita, my friend on Instagram. She is amazing, Megan, and she loves this book. Jojo too, my other friend. When they read it, I think it was during the pandemic, 2021, something like that. when they read it, they loved it and they highly recommend it. So I, wasn't reading rom-coms or comedies or this type of books in the past, and so I just, put it aside, never got it. But earlier in the year, I was like, this is the moment. He came up with a second book to this series, and I was like, this is now or never. So I'm so glad I did, because I loved it. It was so cute. This follows a story which I think we need more of. This guy named Patrick, he's gay, and he is so fun. He has to take care of his niece and nephew for a summer because of some sad things that happen in their life. And it's just so wholesome, so freaking funny. Like he's so freaking funny, and their relationship is so like beyond just an uncle and his niece and nephew, and the fact that he doesn't want kids, but he warms up to them so much. And there's this little dog that is part of the story too. That's always a plus for me. He's basically a retired like movie star, TV star, and the way he just takes them on, and they change his way of seeing life, and seeing loss and grief, and how they process the whole thing together. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book, and I cannot recommend it enough. Up next, unfortunately, I have The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. She's one of my favorite rom-com authors. I read and loved her books. Even when I'm not into romance, even in the past when I haven't been that much into romance, I always like Emily Henry and Abby Jimenez. But so I read her newest series first, for whatever reason, and then I went back this month to last month to her older books, her first books, with my friend Lourdes. We were doing this buddy read. And oh my god, I don't like this book at all. Like, it's just, I talked about it on my Instagram already. It's just the way he handles certain things that a lot of us deal with. And I found it so insensitive. I found the characters just very unlikable. I don't know, the whole thing I just really didn't like. But again, knowing the amazing books that she writes now, I was like, it's okay. Because this is like her first book, it's fine, or her second. Because I think she switched the order where she published them. So we read this, and then I was like, okay, I hope the next one gets better. And then we read The Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. And this one was better than The Friend Zone. This follows the story of a character here in The Friend Zone. That is the one thing that I loved about this one, the only one thing. But I don't know, it was still not as, as moving and as connecting as her newest books are, that you connect and love them so much and relate to so much. They're so much more realistic than these. This is insta-lovey, and I don't know, it's just, okay, I will still have to read the next one on this first series, but I'm excited for that either way, because it's Abby Jimenez. I just want to like read through her whole back list before she publishes the next one. So then we have this situation right here, Bride by Ali Hazelwood. She's another one of those authors that I wanted to give a chance to, because I know she's super popular when it comes to romances. And I know this is kind of like a fantasy, which is something that I don't usually read. But I was like, it's a modern fantasy. It's werewolves and vampires, which I do like in movie form. But I liked it. It was super cute, entertaining, funny. The banter was there. The whole like vampire werewolf thing was very like fun. To the point where like this does have smut and sex scenes, and there's a lot of details about how things go on. Vampires and werewolves, get it in. But that was a little much, but I still went through it. I think I was buddy reading it or something, I don't remember, but I ended up liking it. I'm glad I read it. I now want to read all of Ali Hazelwood's books. And that takes me to the last book in this wrap up, which is Love on the Brain, also by Ali. And this is a modern, like a contemporary romance where we follow this one, again, based in Houston, I believe. yeah, she gets a job at NASA, and she's working on this project with this guy. They are both scientists working on a helmet for space travel or something. And again, just cute. I mean, it has sex scenes, but when I told myself, just go into romances just for the ride, enjoy it, don't get too picky about it, don't get too salty, like enjoy the genre, because that's what it's about. It's just a fun story. You know the outcome most of the times, so just go into it for the funsies. And that's what I did, and it was cute, and I recommend it. And I'm gonna read the rest of Ali Hazelwood's books and a bunch of other comedies that I have waiting for me on my shelf. So yeah, that was my wrap up of April and May books. And from now on, since I started this channel, I'm going to do it monthly. So I'll be showing you what books I read every month. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna go donate some books, buy some more books, and do some girl errands. So I hope you enjoy your Sunday. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye, guys.